Hi, welcome to week 2. In this video, we're going to give a quick overview of the key points for the next couple chapters and for this week's assignments. Make sure that you'll need to get everything done by next Tuesday evening. In terms of understanding what's on the horizon, keep up with the chapter readings. There's a lot of readings and a lot of assignments. Same stuff that you do during the longer semester, but with less time, that means we have to work a little bit harder. You're going to continue to work on your company research. And again, think about the company research assignment as a way of testing out all the ideas that we're reading about, seeing if you can make sense and understand what they mean to a specific company. And in doing that, you'll also be essentially working on your research paper. So you shouldn't view it as extra work, but really as little pieces along the way that'll help you develop your research paper. We're going to have an exam next Wednesday, July 16th. You'll take that anytime during the day. There will be a 1-hour time limit on it, and I'll email you more information about that, but keep that in mind as well. The chapters this week, the chapter on Netflix is another neat case study example. Netflix initially dethroned a whole industry called video rental. You remember there was a Blockbuster store on every corner of every town, and now Blockbuster is basically out of business, put out of business by technology, by new business models. So this chapter partly tells the story of how that whole industry of video rental stores went out of business, and also showing how Netflix is in this whole new world of streaming video. So now they're in a very different market, even though they're still delivering movies. They're really in a very different competitive situation now. And we can think about lots of the complexities that the chapter talks about, from things like licensing agreements and who gets access to what content when, to the relationship between Netflix and the cable companies. To watch Netflix, you have to use the cable's broadband network, and at the same time, you're competing against the cable company. And so later on, we'll talk more about ideas like net neutrality, which is something that's in the news a lot today. Really asking the question, can Verizon or Comcast basically put pressure on Netflix, making them pay more to get reliable service since they're competing with their streaming video product. So it's a kind of a complicated world. But again, this is a kind of a neat chapter. We're all familiar with Netflix, and it illustrates really lots and lots of the complexities of technology. So kind of a fun chapter. Moore's Law, that chapter is looking really inside of technology. It's important that you understand the technological basics of what's inside a computer, whether it's a desktop, your laptop, or your smartphone. The basic things are in all of those devices, right? Like the processor and memory and those sorts of things. So it's important to understand, at least on a basic level, what goes into a computer. But it's also important to understand the relationship between all these pieces. So if you think about a new Pentium chip, a new processor chip that one company, maybe Pentium, comes out with, that needs to end up in a computer that somebody else is going to manufacture, that it's going to need to work with the operating system, the Windows operating system, or the Apple's operating system, and then software is going to need to be developed or rewritten in order to take advantage of the changes in that chip. So when we think about technological progress, it happens quickly, but it requires an incredible amount of coordination between different suppliers. So all the different people that make all the different parts within the computer, they all have to work together somehow. We as consumers don't think about all the different rules and I'll use the word standards, kind of agreed upon ways of doing things that are required to make technology work. So in this chapter, we'll at least get a glimpse into the kind of the techie stuff and also think about kind of the speed of change of technology and what that means for companies. In the database chapter, you're going to get a basic sense as to how databases work. None of you will likely be database programmers, but all of you will likely use databases. So regardless of where you are in a company, the information of a company is housed in databases, whether they're the databases at Zara that show what product is in inventory, what was purchased one day, sales trends, all those sorts of things. All that information comes from databases. And so regardless of where you are in a company, you're going to have to get information from those databases, and you're going to need to be able to understand a little bit of the database language. In many companies, you'll end up needing to talk to somebody in the IT department and explain what information you need, and they'll explain back how the data is structured and how the databases are organized and why you might not be able to get exactly what you want, or different kind of things in that direction. So understanding a little bit about databases is really important as well. You'll also do more company research. There's a project asking you to make a graphic, what I'm calling an infographic, showing a business process, one of these routine things that your company does over and over again. See if you can draw a picture of it, essentially. You'll see an example that I did in PowerPoint. It's really kind of fun. So I'd encourage you to do that. Also, there's a video that shows you how to go and find the CEO letter in your company's annual report and how to use that to easily identify some of the company's main strategies. So again, a lot of work to do. Make sure that you're keeping up because the semester goes quickly. So good luck.